What up, everybody? It's your local hero here with my co-host.
B1, aka the altar. Bring your problems to me.
I will B1. We got a special guest here. Before we get into our introduction, I want to ask you what you smoking and what you drinking.
Well, today, what I got left is the Rocky Patel Winter Collection. So far, nice little cigar. Kind of tastes like Christmas to me. Mm-hmm. And then I decided today I was going to do something different. And I got a local one. I got West Bottoms. It's a blended whiskey made in Kansas City, 94 proof. And boy, was I shocked by that. Oh, crap.
I'm sitting here.
That was definitely a different taste. I wasn't ready for that. I had like 100 proof. Like I said, I've had 110, 120 proof vodkas, and I was okay. At 94 proof, it's putting me down a little bit.
I got the JFR Titan, smoking on that. I dipped it and since we got a special guest there to get the special liquor out, we got the blends. I dipped it in that. It's hot, so I'm only gonna probably take one shot. But let's get into our guest. This man right here, a quarter of the ledge, the researcher, the logo designer, graphic designer, fucking photographer, fashion photographer. He shoots at people. He shoots people. My soon-to-be co-host, man, on Accelerated Addiction. The man, the myth, the legend. We got Wuane, a.k.a. the Black Knight. What up, baby?
What's good, yo?
What you smoking and what you drinking, fool?
This is the Bottom Betty. I don't remember what else I'm smoking on. And I'm drinking on Infinity mixture, as well as some standalone Knob Creek.
Okay.
With the cigar dipped in the Infinity.
It definitely changed the taste. It definitely changed the taste. So
I'm
the first
get into that Knob Creek. I keep seeing it. I just always pass it when I'm in the store.
You never had Knob Creek? Oh,
I always pick up something else. And I keep telling myself when I go back, you know what? I'm gonna get that the next time. I'm gonna get that next time.
That's definitely great. That's a great entry level right there. That's definitely something to get you into really into bourbon. So see, we talking about Accelerated Edition. We talking about cars. First, I must ask you: do you smoke in the car?
Smoke what in the car?
Cigars, man.
Do you smoke cigars in the car?
I haven't.
You haven't?
Nah. Will I? That's gonna be the question. Probably with the windows down. I just don't want the smell sitting in the leather.
Let's go get you well, I'm gonna get mine detailed soon. Get a good detail, it knocks all that shit right out.
Yeah, but you know what? I smoke in the car sometimes. Like, today it's not that bad. Pretty nice night, pretty nice day out here. Mm-hmm. As you can tell, pretty nice. It's clear out, not bad. So this would be a day where obviously I smoke outside. Now, say it was cloudy or it was extra windy or it was cold. Yeah, I'll probably sit in the car and smoke. But it's something that I try not to do often. Because I'm like, gee, I don't want that smell to permeate in the car. Like, I don't want it. And, cigar smoke is a lot different than cigarette smoke. It's a lot thicker. And, I smoke different cigars. So I don't want that smell plus the cigarettes. I don't want all of that mixing in the car. And then I get in the car one day and I'm just like, damn, what the fuck is that?
Here's what I do. Bath and Body Works. They got my favorite smell. They got Ocean, but they got the room spray. I spray that into the vents. I let it circulate with the window down, just the driver's side window down. A little bit, let it circulate. It knocks all that shit out. Like I smoke in my work truck. You can't even tell I smoke in it. So that's a tip for that. But G, let me ask you, G, what's your favorite car, man? Your dream car.
Dream car? Like, we talking about, because I have several. When it come down to favorite cars, they're broken down into almost decades or so, something like that. I have a favorite car, dream car, one that's just above everything. I have a favorite dream car that's an everyday car. You know what I'm saying?
Give us the one above and then the everyday.
I would say right now, it would have to be a Koenigsegg Gemera. And as far as an everyday car goes, it's kind of split between the Aston Martin Rapida and the Porsche Taycan.
Now, see, I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't heard a damn one of them cars you just said.
What?
Any car do. Any car do. But the Porsche is very common though. Not like common, but it's a common, like, yeah, people. All right, so here's my question. We're gonna start accelerated addiction. Let the people know what accelerated addiction gonna be about. Let them know what's the focus on it, and where we gonna be able to catch it at.
Are we live?
No, we recording.
Ken, you may have to cut in here somewhere because this is something that we probably about to figure out right here, right now, on the spot.
We just need a just a broad thing. We ain't gonna get too much into it.
Like when I came up with accelerated addiction, it was just the idea of being addicted to speed. It wasn't necessarily about cars. It was speed, driving fast. You know.
This is where we gonna gel it. This is where we different at, because this man likes the speed. I like the old school drive slow, homie, with the big block engines in them.
See, and that's the crazy thing. Like how Rick was just talking about. You never heard of those cars. Like my taste in cars is just a little different. In general, even with old school cars, like it's just a little different. So I guess what accelerated addiction is now turning into in my head is I watch more stuff about cars and I talk to him more. I think it's just going to be the idea of being addicted to cars, period. Just the idea of it, whether it's because I enjoy watching car chases. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy watching car shows. You know what I'm saying? It's a ton of different things. You know what I'm saying?
It's pretty much going to be just like a generalization of cars and speed.
Most likely, it's going to be
different.
We're probably going to boil it down as we go. You know what I'm saying? Depending on like how it all comes in, what the feedback is like or whatever. But yeah, in the beginning, we kind of gotta find it, because it's like it's a lot of different things I like and it's a lot of things he like. And me personally, I would like to cover them all. You know what I'm saying? I would like to cover them all. It's sticking to one thing right now. It's hard, especially for people like me and him, who we can change subjects on you know what I'm saying, real fast, and run with it. So it's like our ideas are going to be jumping, boom, 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 boom. So once we get,
but it makes sense because they all tie in together.
Yeah.
It seems like it's separate, but it's not, because one thing ties into something else.
Exactly. Like he like old school cars, I like modern cars. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest difference. You know what I'm saying? He liked the old school stuff. I like the modern stuff.
I'd say that I ain't into modern stuff, but if I could find me a Fisker Karma, I want that.
One of the most underrated cars, Joe, as well.
If I can find one at a decent price, I definitely gonna copy it. But
no, they still going.
Like y'all get in the cars like that. My dream car, honestly, and y'all gonna laugh at me because y'all more into cars than I am. My dream car right now is a 2004 Chrysler Sebring. I just want the convertible.
I'm not gonna dish you. I'm not gonna dish you. I'm not gonna dish you. What I am gonna say is working for Chrysler at the dealership. Man, I'm gonna say this. You know what? No, you get that car. That's your dream car. You take that car. I was just talking about snobs. I'm not gonna be that person. Man. You get that car.
Look. You my nigga, yo. But
I can tell you a bunch of things wrong with them. But
I've had someone tell me that they Chrysler Sebring was their dream car, and the reason was it was a convertible. And what I told her was she need to dream bigger. You know, no, Rick, you cannot have that car.
I'm simple. I'm a simple person.
If you're gonna get the convertible,
you know how many better convertibles are out there than that.
I'm gonna say if you're gonna get the Sebring convertible, the only one that I saw that I thought was halfway decent was the 2011.
I like that one too. But see, I also like the Solaris.
But see, my problem is I know Solaris is a more reliable car. My only problem is I know the problems that will occur when you get a Sebring.
See, and that's where I differ from both of y'all. I don't know a damn thing about cars. I know how to put gas in it. I can change my tires, and generally on most cars, I can change my brakes. Past that point, I don't know a damn thing.
No. Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. You know how to change a flat. You don't know how to change your tire.
Changing a tire is pulling the tire off the rim.
It's a totally different thing. That means you got to
change the tire. I know how to change the tire.
So you got to mount. You know how to mount, balance, and you know how to mount and balance.
Yep.
You use the balancing machine.
Yes, I can do it. I can do it manually. I don't even need a machine to do it.
No, you need a machine.
Manually.
You need a machine. You can align it. You can align a car manually. I mean, it takes a lot of shit. You need a light and a piece of string. It's a bunch of shit that you got to do. But to balance a car manually, it's too much trial and error.
Hey, it's a cheap ass car. The car only worth $1,500. You think I give a damn about fucking it up?
But I can see that. But yeah, the one thing I do like though around here in this area, it's a lot of auto museums, there's a lot of auto shows, and and it's gonna be on this channel too. There's a lot of cigars and car events that happen. But that's gonna be on this channel as well because it's a lot of places we can go. If you look on this channel that is on right now, I got a couple cigar and car events on here. So yeah, it's Virginia always throw one every couple Saturdays. It's a big cigar and car event that they have. A lot of dope cars out there. I like going to auto museums, man. We got a really big one in Allentown. That's outside of Philly. There's a lot of auto museums out there that I really enjoy going to. And I like going to the car shows when it's cars and cigars because now I can smoke and look at cars, which makes it all the more better.
And see, I might try to find some of those out here because I'm pretty sure that they got some out here. Like I know there's a car museum not that far from me on the Missouri side that I keep saying I want to stop at. I just never go by there.
I haven't got the fancy glass out for you, G. I ain't got the Glencairn glass out for G. In honor of G. I'll put out all the stops. We didn't go cheap this episode. We didn't go cheap this episode, man.
That's what's up.
This episode is brought to you by the letter G. I do that in my episodes when we like this. Like for instance, the first episode was brought to you by letter C. We talking about cigars and chilling. So I try to do that.
What's your favorite car above all?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. If I can get any car, dream car would be a Tucker Torpedo. Just because and you're not going to find them. Even in bad condition, they're $1 million. But just because of the innovation, they was the first ones to be fuel injected. They was the first ones that had the headlights that moved with your turns. They were the first ones to do that. It was a lot of first and innovations that the Tucker torpedo actually came out with, and they were so good that the big three brought a case up against him to try to crush the company, because they knew had they let him keep making these cars, we wouldn't be talking about Mopar, we wouldn't be talking about Ford, we wouldn't be talking about Chevy. GM them would be they'll be there, but they wouldn't be like the torpedo was so innovative that it was so ahead of its time. They would have left them guys in the dust.
GM ain't try to buy him out.
You said, did GM try to buy them out?
No, that's what I said. They got together with the other three and just crushed it. And then they stole their ideas.
The only reason I say that is because you know how GM came about. You know what I'm saying? The way GM was built off of just buying up car companies and combining them and shit like that. So that was kind of their thing, which is why a lot of those patents and shit is under them that they got for the car industry and whatnot. You know, originally you had to follow a patent or whatever to get a car made and shit, and they had to break all that shit up and all that.
I mean, yeah, that's how they was trying to do the Tesla at the beginning. But they did to the Tucker car company the same thing they did to DeLorean.
Man, DeLorean is just a sad ass story though.
And if y'all don't know anything about DeLorean, is a documentary. Y'all should definitely check that out if you're in the car. Even if you ain't in the cars, if you're in the Back to the Future, definitely check out the DeLorean, because that Back to the Future actually saved them. Every day. Back to the Future really saved them.
About like $24,000 or something, you can get a brand new one.
I mean, now they make them, and they got the electric version, but that's 100 stacks. But it's custom made. It's made to you. Like, they don't make them and put them in dealerships. You got to order it.
Not to cut you off. So I had to break out another cigar. I mean, you can't really see that one, but
the Java. Yeah, I like the Java. The Java good. The Mint is good too.
It's actually really good. And like you saying, I just lit it up. Right now, I'm getting kind of a
chocolate coffee bean type
flavor
to it.
I'm getting kind of a vanilla out of it.
Okay.
So kind of like a vanilla coffee, like a French vanilla coffee.
See, I got it like a chocolate, but yeah, okay. But yeah, man. I mean, when it comes to car shit, man. When it comes to car shit, man, I'm
gonna try this Crazy Alice or Alice Crazy.
Crazy Alice, that's pretty good too. All from Deadwood. Well, yeah, that's when it comes to shit like that, man. When you it's with anything, man. When you come out and you crushing these big companies, they're gonna try to find a way to try to take you down. Luckily, we haven't been canceled yet, so yay to that. But they will bury your content on YouTube, man. Especially when it's something like cigar related, man. They definitely bury it.
Well, because with stuff like that, you know, they put up what they want to put up. And I mean, I think that's kind of the hard thing about starting on YouTube. You got to fight the algorithm. So, you know, it's not enough just to do something. You got to do something that they just can't hold back.
I mean, that's what we work on. You got
to have people who want to watch.
What people don't understand is the cigar community is so big, it's just like the car community. And a lot of the cigar guys are really in the cars. Like, I can go outside Tinderbox at certain times, you'll catch it's a Wraith out there. Motherfucker be driving his Wraith out there. So, like, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right, so G, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what up?
You know about cars, right? So,
I know a little.
So, like, all right, me, I'm a big dude. I usually drive SUVs. I don't really deal with cars. What do you think the best SUV is out there right now?
It's a sedan, dude, but
are you talking about quality of drive, or are we talking about looks, or the best, or simply just the best mixture?
You got a lot technology-wise. There's a lot of things you put in that.
I would say from a performance standpoint, which one do you think is the best SUV out there?
Oh, performance?
Yeah, performance.
I got to give it to the SRT crew. I got to. Performance is definitely going to be either the Durango Hellcat or the fucking Jeep Cherokee SRT8 or the Jeep Cherokee Trackhawk. Like, it just, them motherfuckers, what they putting out comparison to what most vehicles is putting out is ridiculous. And I say that because you can get those within what I look at as a decent price range, and opposed to get that type of power, you got to go get like a Cullivan, the Rolls Royce truck, or the Bentley Bottega, Lamborghini truck, the Ferrari truck. Fucking all of them motherfuckers is well over $200,000. You know what I'm saying? When in the SRT range, I think maybe about 120. You know what I'm saying? Or I know they're less than 150. But pure performance, that's all they do. That's the reason SRT exists. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if we just talking about performance, but to me, for everyday driver, SRT8 do just fine. You know what I'm saying? If you're just looking for something for day-to-day driving, like, I can't knock it, but the Ford Explorer, shit. Like, Ford Explorers, it's just that they got this reputation, you know what I'm saying? One of the few things in Ford that don't seem to be totally fucked up, like when everything else was always fucked up. I don't know it from a mechanical standpoint. It's just my experiences and whatnot. But I don't know. Dodge Durango has always kind of impressed me, like, as standing out different, being that the one over there, the one most people don't talk about that much, and, you know, kind of got his own thing going on. But I always thought that was a nice vehicle.
Now, do you think that when it comes to making cars, are you more partial to foreign cars or American-made cars?
Foreign.
I was like, because, like, you know, I have a Touareg right now. And one of my other questions is, does the size of the engine really matter? So, you know, like, I have a V8. So I got the V8 Touareg. But they also came out with the V6 as well as a V10 diesel. If you had to choose between one of those three, which one would you pick?
How much did that vehicle weigh?
See, now you ask me questions I don't even know. I think my car is...
That's what makes the difference for me.
I think mine is like 12,500. I'm not sure what the V10 or the V6 is weighing.
Nah, the vehicle gonna be close to the same. The only, like, the bigger the engine, it might possibly weigh a little bit more and all of that type of shit. Like, it's not generally my area. I just know about logic. I would say the V8 because I'm pretty sure a Touareg is somewhere in the 4,000 pound range. It's gotta be. Like, my car is a 4-cylinder, which, you know, I always kind of like turn my nose up at. It's got a turbo, but when you pair it with a 2,800 pound car, then it's, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That little motherfucker get up.
That's not bad, not bad. And see,
so it's like,
I want to get into cars more. It was just one of those things I just never really got into growing up. Because, you know, for me, I was more into sports and girls. Well, cars never really crossed my mind.
Watch Accelerated Addiction when we start dropping. Join the group. Join the group on Facebook.
I'm definitely going to watch Accelerated Addiction. I suggest all of y'all watch Accelerated Addiction. Y'all got to come out, support the homies.
So, like,
y'all know how to speak too.
For me, cars was an addiction. That's what happened. Like, I have obsessions. It comes with having Asperger's syndrome. And cars it became an obsession. Like, I used to just print out pages every time I seen a car. If I seen a car, I needed to find out what it was. I never forget the craziest, I need to figure this out situation I was in. I was on a Green Line train, going to IADT and whatnot. And I'm looking in the parking lot now. In high school, I used to sit on the train from 95th to 35th because I went to Dumbo. So I had a nice little train ride, and I used to just name the cars on the expressway. You know what I'm saying? All of this shit started with the obsession of a BMW M3 from a magazine when I was up in the military and I was on lockdown. Like, it started just from that. I liked cars before that, but they mostly was like, you know, your norms, your Lamborghinis, you know, this, that, and the other. Then somebody introduced me to the Acura Legend, you know what I'm saying? And I like, then that same dude, the BMW 5 Series, his uncle had bought one and pulled up, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, damn, this shit nice. So it was just a course of events, you know what I'm saying? And then once I started getting to the point where the internet was booming and I got to just go on like a consumerguide.com, and I just used to just print out the entire car form, like everything that they had on this car. Usually be like anywhere from 10 to 20 pages. And I had like 4 crates with just stacks of just cars. Just, I need to know everything I could possibly know about any car that I was interested in. So when I was on that Green Line up in the parking lot, I seen a car that I had never seen. It looked like a modern station wagon. I'm like, whoa, that looked like some gangster shit. Like, what the fuck is that? So as soon as I got the IDT, it was like I wasn't even concerned with class work. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck this car is. So I just started fucking like pulling up anything I pull up. Then I pulled up a station wagon. You know what I'm saying? And I just kept going through pictures until I seen it. Fucking Dodge Magnum. It was the first year they made it. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I needed to go instantly. Boom, boom. I need to know everything it is to know about this car. And that's kind of probably also where accelerated addiction comes from.
That's good to know. See, my brain never quite worked that way. See, I got ADHD, so my mind is always moving. I can barely focus on any one thing for longer than 10 seconds. So for me to actually focus on something, like that means it's got to be pretty interesting to me. I mean, hell, I had trouble at work.
I was the guy that was researching what's the cheapest car you can find with the most amount of horsepower. Like, that was me. Like, I used to, every year I was looking for that. What's the cheapest luxury car I can find, and what is with the closest, most current year, you know? And that's kind of how I ended up with my car, looking for something like. And well, no, my car was more about chance. I wasn't actually trying to buy a car when I bought my car, but couldn't pass it up because it was what I wanted. It was one of those dream cars.
Gotcha. Yeah, you can't pass that up. Got to get that.
I like this motherfucker.
I won't say I'm actually surprised. I mean, I'm not really surprised because it's through a state, but this Java is still good.
Can you hear Ant?
Sound, nope, his sound cut out. It happens
like,
from time to time.
V8, V10s. Like, I was the dude, I don't know if you know what the Volkswagen Photon is. Phaeton?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
See, Volkswagen Phaeton came out in the early 2000s, I think like 2003 or some shit like that. So because I had already seen a documentary on it, I knew what it was. It was $83,000 at launch, right? And nobody bought it because it was a Volkswagen Phaeton. I knew what it was. It was a Rolls Royce, G. The Volkswagen Phaeton was made with all Rolls Royce parts, all Rolls Royce everything.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Yep. I can hear you.
Okay. What I was saying was, when we talking about going back to SUVs, ain't nobody mentioned the Genesis though.
I didn't mention the Genesis because to me, I got this thing about Hyundai. I got this entire thing about the Genesis. So I used to tell Ken because I used to shoot the auto show and whatnot, and so we used to be there, on media day 2 days before it started. So you could, you get to check out everything. You go in there, you could be up on pretty much get inside the cars, cars that be blocked off when the actual auto show start. and they had dropped this car that they had separated from the rest of their cars called Hyundai Equus. And I told Ken then, I was like, man, they gonna be a luxury car.
Yeah, those cool. I never fucked with one, but those are cool looking. Like I never did under the hood or anything, but they look good.
The Equus had, I believe it had like a 5.0 or something close to it, pumping out somewhere in the 400, 500 horsepower range. If I'm wrong, then I'm pretty sure they're gonna eat me up in the comments or whatever. But the motherfucking Equus turned into having a Hyundai Equus and then having a Hyundai Genesis. So that's when I knew something was up, because the Equus had a different badge than the rest of the Hyundai cars. It had a badge with wings on it, very similar to Bentley. Then the next year or 2 years later, it was the Genesis Equus, because they had brought out the Hyundai Genesis. And then once they flipped it to the Genesis, then they really honed in on that shit and went Genesis G90, Genesis G80. The G90 is what the Equus was. You know what I'm saying? And they killed that shit. But my problem is, you know, I know they still working their way up. They are a luxury brand. They're still working their way up. I don't know what their reliability is like. It's still new. I don't trust Hyundai. I know they're a better company than what they was, but I don't have any experiences with them. The electric cars seem to be just fine. But, you know, everybody, the Sonata, the Kia, these are those cheap cars that everybody go and buy. And when I think like that, it's like those, to me, that sets off a red flag to me.
Now, my work vehicle is a Sonata, so fuck you.
I hear you, man.
No,
my work vehicle is a Chevy, and I don't like Chevys. Shit.
It's a reliable car, man. I got it because it was reliable and it's good on gas. Because I know if I drive the truck to work, that's gonna be well over $100 a week. So,
and see, I guess my only thing with that is when I hear Honda, right? So like me not being in
not Honda, Hyundai.
Hyundai. Even still, when I hear certain cars, I think of certain things. So like when I hear Hyundai, I think of racing. That's what I get out of it. So it's like I feel like any. Yeah.
No. I think you're talking about Honda, because Honda is directly connected to racing.
No, both of them for me. I think of racing.
But Hyundai don't really. I mean, they do it in Le Mans now. But Hyundai, like as a regular car, the Honda, yes, the Civics, the R32s and all that shit, yeah. But like,
definitely those tuner cars. So you're definitely thinking like street racing with that.
But you know what we didn't cover? The most underrated car of all time, the Taurus SHO.
You know, SHO been getting like shitted on for years just because they under the Ford badge. And it's like the Contour SHO, the fucking Escort joint. I believe they made, or they were supposed to make a Ford Explorer called SHO, called like Tomahawk or something. It was called something. But like the SHO, even right now, the Taurus SHO, it's like motherfuckers didn't even really buy it. You know what I'm saying?
You know who bought it though? Them white boys in the hills bought them. Them hillbillies bought them, and it does not take a lot. They already come out quick. It don't take a lot to make them motherfuckers fast. They will
blow a car that's more underrated than that.
Blow the doors off your shit.
What car is that?
I'm gonna give you, to me, the best, most underrated performance vehicle that came out that everybody didn't even take a second glance at, and they all sold up. Motherfuckers bought them up. People who understood and people who knew.
You gonna say the Marauder?
Pontiac G8 GXP.
Yeah.
See, you know what people know it as now? The Chevy SS. Or
I wish
the Holden Commodore.
I wish Pontiac would have made more GTOs too. Them motherfuckers used to get it too.
You know, that little ugly ass GTO had some pump to it. That little fucking Sunfire ass GTO they came out with.
Speaking of cars that I want that I never had a chance to get, the fucking Mercury Marauder, man. Nobody sells them motherfuckers. When they get them, they hold those bitches.
That was the best, if any, competition to the Impala SS 96 edition. 94.
Nobody's. I'm telling you, you can get an Impala, but nobody sells the Marauders. Like nobody sells the Marauder.
Gee,
like a
motherfuckers, you would have thought people didn't even know when they came out. It was like they was out and boom, just like that, they was gone.
Like motherfucker had to die to sell them bitches.
Like, did they just like make a limited amount of them? Is that what it was, or is just?
I mean, I think it was less than most cars. What it is it only made it for like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Because they was more focused on the what's the name of the motherfuckers? They was more focused on the Grand Dam. I mean, not the Grand Dam, the Grand Marquis.
Yeah.
Okay.
But them motherfucking Marauders, man, they look, they got the horsepower and they sound nasty. Natural pipes, they sound nasty.
I think it's like 250 or 300 horsepower, or 240, somewhere up in there. Man, and I still see them.
I see them, but I don't see them for sale.
I've never seen one. See, like this little Scion that just drove past.
I was never a huge fan of Scion.
Nah.
And it's not a car that I see often. Like I only see like one or two, like here and there. Like you might see somebody on the road with. And that kind of made me wonder, like, how big was the company? You know, did they just like kind of abandon it after a year or two?
No, I think Scion. I think they owned by somebody. I think
Toyota.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Toyota.
I know it's a Toyota, but I was just saying, like, did they give up on that one?
No, motherfuckers love it.
I mean, you know, they be double badging the motherfuckers though.
You got to be around, yeah, because it's an 86, it's a Toyota 86, and it's a Scion. What the fuck's the Scion version? Fuck. I forget the Scion version, but yeah, them motherfuckers
be buying up the Toyota shit.
Them little tuner motherfuckers love them cars, man.
Yeah. See, I don't know, the tuner cars, the only car that I think I like that's considered a tuner car that I actually like is the 350Z. I believe that's considered a tuner car, but I like that car.
I like the 350. I like the 240s. I like the 200s.
I like the 240s. I don't care for the 370 that much.
I like the Fair Ladies. Yeah, Nissan did their thing with those. And I'm gonna say also I like the GTRs.
I like GTRs. I mean, I think that's a dope ass everyday supercar killer.
The Skyline was the shit.
Yeah, that's with that.
Who else did some shit? The Super was dope. I never liked Super because it was too small for me. But they get low.
Skyline, not simply an Acura Legend. I think the R34, I think it is.
Okay.
That looks to me, I think that's simply an Acura Legend.
Similar.
Or because it sits on what looks to be like that body.
It's definitely similar.
And I guess my other question would be, how important is a wheelbase?
As in relation to what?
I guess just drivability.
If you talk about handling, handling and stance is very important.
I mean, because I know different kinds of cars, different types of cars have different wheelbases. Meaning I guess for people who don't know about cars, I mean, I know this much, but what exactly is the wheelbase? What is the point? What is the point in the wheelbase?
All right, so for my the way I learned about wheelbase is it really sets the difference between whether you have a passenger car or a limousine, stuff like that. Because you got, let's say the Jaguar, for example. You got Jaguar,
Okay.
What is it, the XF? The big Jaguar.
The XJF?
The current big Jaguar.
Oh,
Is that what that one is?
That's the XF.
So that one, right? But then they got one that's longer, and I believe it has an L behind it. The same thing with the Lexus LS400. Then they have a long. It's long base. It means that the wheelbase has been stretched because the wheelbase is the distance between the back and the front wheel. I believe it's the back of the front wheel to the front of the back wheel. And you'll get like maybe 5 or 6 more inches, some 10 more inches. And what that gives you is more luxurious feel in the back, you know what I'm saying, in your car or whatnot. You can pretty much think about like Maybachs and shit like that. Those cars look longer. And that's why the back of them, they're able to have reclining seats and, you know, all of that type of shit going on.
Not just for that, though. It also is the handling. It's the stance. It's just a lot of things.
See, that I'm going to be thinking about.
I'm learning all kind of stuff today. I'm going
to be learning all type of shit because he a mechanic shit.
So, like I said, with this, and that's why with this accelerated addiction, man, you know what, I want us to be, when I think about accelerated addiction, I want it to be like the hip hop version of, what's that show? You know what show I'm talking about, G? The English show, then they did an American version.
I'm talking about,
with the Stig on it. With the Stig on it. The one with the Stig, where they had the Stig doing the driving and shit. Oh, fuck, what was the name of it? Top Gear. Top Gear. That's it.
Oh, shit.
The hip-hop version of Top Gear.
Man, Joe, Top Gear was the shit, though. I used to fuck with that.
You know, I like both versions.
I watched a few episodes of it. I like
both. I like both versions. A lot of people's like the American version stuff. I like both versions, though.
Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Really didn't understand what they were looking at.
No. And that's the thing. Like, you have to be a real car head or real car junkie type of person to sit up and watch that. Like, I remember one of the first cars I remember seeing on there, but I didn't understand what I was looking at until I finally witnessed the car. I seen the car. It was yellow. You know what I'm saying? It had 4 circles on the front of it. And they was like, this car coming a 4-cylinder, a V6, and a V10. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna have this same size car, a medium? It was like something like I know now what it was. It was a fucking S6. It was a S6. One of the first versions of the RS they were talking about. The RS6, the first version of it to be made in America. And man, I remember when I finally got on the Audi, like I got onto it because I was on my way to probably school or work. Who the fuck knows? Most likely school though. And this dude around the crib, you know what I'm saying? One of the big dude, he had a Pearl car that was big. And every time I look at it, it had 4 circles in the front. What the fuck is this Olympic car? So for a while, it was the Olympic car. Then I finally seen this car in the daytime. And I'm like, Audi. I'm going to go with Audi. Audi. I'm going to go with Audi. So that was like how it started bubbling. And then when we got the condo and shit, I was actually like looking these cars up. And trying to, because I think this was around the time the Audi A5 came out, and I went crazy. And I was trying to get a A6 from an old A6, and that's when I ran into the RS6. And I'm like, what the fuck, 400 plus horsepower? What the fuck? And I remember that was the car I seen up on Top Gear way back in the fucking day. And that's when I realized that for a long time I was watching Top Gear and didn't understand what I was watching. I started watching it, like, I guess with a more keen eye and paying more attention instead of just like looking at it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's
that's cool. That's cool.
That was the shit. Used to fuck with that shit. Dude and drove every fucking thing.
Gas Monkey Garage too. I'm really a huge fan of Gas Monkey Garage.
I've never even heard of that one. Gas Monkey Garage.
Yeah, that was a good one. Gas Monkey Garage was a good one. Top Gear was a good one.
I ain't really get into Street Outlaws. I watched a couple episodes. I didn't really get into that. They had one. I can't think of it. They had one with this British dude who went around buying cars and he flipped them. I forgot what the name of that shit was, but I like that one too. But yeah, Gas Monkey Garage just took a car. They'll do the body work on it, do the engine work, and sell it. They got a lot in Barrett Jackson auction. If you can get a car in Barrett Jackson's auction, that is a top grade car. Because Barrett Jackson don't just put anything in his auction.
I was gonna say I've seen some of their auctions, and yeah, they do some investigation before they actually put anything in there.
Cars got to mean something. Like you ain't gonna just go
with like some little cheap car, like, hey, you know, I want to put this in your auction. They're gonna look at you like, yeah, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah, you ain't throwing like a 99 fucking Camry in that bitch. Like, no, you gotta have a car.
No, that's not happening. This is a more I would say that's more of a high end auction.
But and I think we should get ready to close out the show because we got another episode we gotta do with this fool. But as a warning to these people, like when people watch Flip This House, when you watch these shows and you see these guys flip these cars, it's not taking 2 or 3 days for them to flip these cars. It's taking months for them to get these cars body wise, mechanical wise together. So when they say, "Oh, we got a rush build, we got to build it in 4 or 5 days," if you got to build a car in 4 or 5 days, that car is already in good condition. You just doing some things. So when you look at this, when you look at these and you say, "Oh man, I could do that," no, you can't. I'm telling you.
Kind of like the only other one I think I watched was, what was it? Restoration.
Yeah,
I think that was the only other one I watched that was kind of like that, where they restored cars.
Yeah, you can't. What's my man like? Chip Fuchs used to have a good one. Well, he did that shit, but it's like, yo, these cars take a while to put together. It takes a while to get everything together, and it's not like, oh, I'm gonna post this up and just sell it. That's not how it works. Same thing when people go to flip a house. I buy this house, now I can flip it. Then no, you gotta know what the cost is gonna take to go into this. I tell people when you buy cars, look at the true cost of the car. Don't just look at this car. Oh man, this car $1,200. No, look at how much an oil change costs. Look how much the tune-up costs. Look how much the brakes cost. Look how much the tires cost. Then you get the true cost of the car. And a lot of people don't do that. Then when you come, you got a Toyota, and he's like, "Oh well, for us to do the tune-up, that's $900. Why is it $900? Because you got a low-grade Lexus. It's built the same way. Your shit sits in the back of the engine block. There's a lot of shit we got to go get to it.
Like what I used to see on consumerguy.com, I don't know if they still do it or not, was the annual maintenance costs. It'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? The estimated annual maintenance costs for any car that you're looking at. So most people don't research cars before they go buy them, though.
No,
that's just the truth. Most people go to the lot and a salesman sells them a car. That's just that. They don't research it.
They see something and be like, "Oh, hey, I want this car." And
yeah.
If I'm selling you a car and you come in and you say, "I want this car," you're convinced that you want this car. I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna sell it to you.
Yeah,
that's my job. I'm gonna sell it.
Or you get people like me. Sometimes they're in a bind, which is how I wound up with my truck. This is how I wound up with this SUV.
Great. To go back,
I needed something at that moment, so I bought this one. But I noticed that, like, after I bought it, it's definitely more expensive than I thought.
To go back to the question you asked G about which SUV would you buy in that version? None of them. That's the honest look. That's the honest truth.
Well, I know that now.
None of them.
But at the time, that wasn't a concern.
The problem is with German cars, as great as they are, and they are great. They're engineering feat. They're over-engineered.
Here.
Like, it runs fine. Like, the car was running great until it wasn't.
Yes, exactly. They try to.
And that's what I said about the Audi. It's like it was running great until it wasn't.
It's like they try to reinvent the wheel with a lot of stuff that they do, and they over-engineer it. If you got a BMW or Mercedes, most likely you're gonna run into electrical problems.
Yeah.
Even to change the oil in a lot of these Mercedes, it's computerized now. You don't have a dipstick in a lot of them. To change the battery, you need the computer to change the battery so that the car recognizes that it's a new battery in there. So the stuff that they do is over engineered. For real. Like if you work at a Mercedes dealership, yo, man, you the man. Because I already know at Chrysler we had once a year. I already know at Mercedes, yo, they got to be going like twice a year or something because they keep doing shit to these cars. To me, is unnecessary. You won the race,
and that's why I like simple cars. I just need a car that I can put the key in, turn it, it starts up, gets me where I gotta go, and when I get ready to leave, it turns back on. That's all I need.
That's what
I just want a car that I don't have to put a key in, that unlocks when I walk up to it, that fucking starts up either by itself or at the push of a button.
That would be nice.
That's what happened with GM with the Cadillac and with the North Star. That's why they don't make the North Star no more. It runs perfect until it fucks up. Then it doesn't run perfect no more. So it's just they over-engineer these cars, man. They do too much to these cars. It's totally unnecessary, and they're trying to keep up with technology. And as much as I do not, Ford make 2-3 good cars. When it comes to technology, though, Ford technology, they're really above a lot of cars when it comes to technology-wise. They're above a lot of cars. And this is somebody talking as a person who's not a huge fan of Ford, but that's just the fact.
I mean, the only reason I figured like something like what you're saying has a high probability rate is because the Ford GT, that is I'm not gonna say it's their engineering peak, but that is a engineering peak. Like that car didn't just come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That fucking car is it's an exotic. It's like it's with the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris of the world. Like it's up there. And that came from Ford.
But that's when Ford invented them cars and they was trying to win them races. They like, man, we can't keep up. We can't compete. So they had to make better cars.
Going in Ferrari. Because Ferrari was,
which is a good what was the Ford? Was Ford versus what was it? Ford versus Ferrari? Yeah, that was a good move. I fuck with that.
Yeah, I did. I like that one too. I like Ford versus Ferrari. But this is probably a good spot for us to end this one so that we can get to the next. So it's been good having you on, G. As always, you know.
Yo.
Hey, like I said, check them out on Accelerated Addiction. That'll be coming soon.
And the Ledge. Don't forget the Ledge. Don't forget the Ledge. He's going to be hanging on the edge of the ledge. Don't forget the Ledge.
That's usually where I'm at. I'm usually hanging off the edge of the ledge. You can usually find me at any left turn.
Yeah. That's Left Turn Louis right there.
Another left turn.
They should have never gave you motherfuckers internet. All right, but anyway, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Cigar Loungin. We're bringing in hip hop to the cigar culture, man. And we out.
Peace.